Die Verbrennung der
What is up, my sexy mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing Adidas Dynamic Pulse. An old men's classic fragrance, if you could call it that. But before I talk about that, I just want to mention my fragrance of the day, and it is Mercedes-Benz Club Black. This is an incredible men's fragrance. The performance is immaculate, and as an old friend of mine once said, this smells like a masculine cupcake, and I couldn't put it any better. You've got that vanilla cupcake note, and then you've got that sort of birthday candle smoke incense in there as well. All in all, it's a 24-hour plus scent. The performance is immaculate. It smells incredible. I always get compliments for wearing this one. I got a compliment for wearing this one this morning when I went out for coffee. Yeah, it's just one of those scents where I wear it and it makes me incredibly happy. However, I have seen some rumors online that this has been discontinued. I really hope that isn't the case, but I'm lucky because I picked up 4 bottles for like $40 each, and at that price it is an easy recommendation. Hell, I'd even pay $100 for this, it smells that good. And yeah, if you haven't tried Mercedes-Benz Club Black yet, I highly recommend it. Definitely check this one out. So back to Dynamic Pulse. You've got your typical Adidas box here. Kind of basic, but you know, when you're paying less than $10 for a fragrance, you know, you expect more basic packaging and presentation. It's not terrible or anything, it just isn't the best. So you've got Adidas developed with athletes, eau de toilette, natural spray, and then you've got the ingredients on the back. Just pause the video and read that if you want to see what's inside it. I don't recognize too many of the ingredients though, but then again, I'm no chemist. And here is the bottle. This is pretty typical of the Adidas fragrances you'll find here in Australia. I've seen that other Adidas fragrances around the world use a very similar bottle to this, but there are a couple of countries with some differences. And plastic cap, plastic atomizer, nothing too exceptional here. But again, when you're paying less than $10 for a fragrance, yeah. So always 2 sprays for you guys. What I like about this one is how incredibly minty it is. It does smell very juvenile, very young, but that mint note up the top is kind of realistic. It smells better than your typical minty toothpaste or an overly synthetic mint like that. It's kind of on the fresher mint side, like if you've taken a bunch of mint leaves and then just rubbed them between your fingertips, it's similar to that. And there's also some fruitiness here and some citrus as well. As it sort of dissipates in the air a little bit, you get more of the wood notes as well, but wood is definitely a subtle sort of background play here. It's not front and center. This is definitely a mint forward fragrance, and if you like your mint fragrances, I really recommend checking this one out. Performance isn't fantastic. We're looking at about 4 to 6 hours, depending on how many times you spray it. Anyways, I'm just going to spray this again because that mint note is pretty nice. Who is Dynamic Pulse for? Well, I would say that if you're a boy under the age of 18, this is going to be worth checking out, especially if you can get it for about the $8 mark at Chemist Warehouse or maybe even on eBay. That mint note is pretty exceptional, I've got to say, and there aren't too many fragrances out there that portray mint as well as it's portrayed here. Even though it is a touch on the synthetic side, it still has that realistic minty quality to it. The fruity notes in this one, it's hard to separate any particular individual fruit, maybe melon, but apart from that, it's just like a sweet, fruity note. And there is some wood in the background, but this is primarily a fresh mint fragrance. This fragrance is basically designed for gym use. Maybe after you have a swim, chuck this on, you're gonna smell fantastic. After a long workout and after you shower, this is gonna be ideal in that situation as well. As a fragrance for under $10 that you just chuck in your bag and just put on whenever you want to freshen up a little bit, this is pretty ideal for that. And like I said earlier, if you can get this for anywhere between $7 and $10, definitely pick this one up. It's worth having in your collection, and I've got to say, I recommend it for the price. The cool thing about Dynamic Pulse is it just goes to show that these sports companies that are producing almost bargain bin level fragrances, there's still value to it. There's still somebody out there that will get a lot of mileage out of this, and I think that's important in this industry. Anyways, if you've ever worn Dynamic Pulse before, let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.